Hey friends, in this video I will answer one of the most common questions I get from other students, and that is, shall I get a MacBook or an iPad for school or university? Welcome back to my channel, I'm Maxi, and here we talk about the tips and tricks for improving your life as a student. So let's get into it, and if you do not have that much time, I will just answer the question really quick, and I can tell you that you should go for a MacBook. But in the next points I will also explain the reasons behind that and why a few people might also want to go for an iPad rather than a MacBook. So to make my answer a bit more clear to you, I will go over three main points, and those are price, versatility and productivity. So let's start with the price. And on the price front, many people think that the iPad is the clear winner. But when you want at least some performance and a good looking device, you should definitely go at least with the iPad Air. And the iPad Air comes in at around $1,000, including the Apple Magic Keyboard. So of course, when you think about buying a computer or an iPad, you also want a keyboard and a trackpad for your iPad. So combining the iPad Air with the Apple Magic Keyboard for it, you are at around $1,000. And then when you want some more performance, you have to go with the Pros. And there, or at least with the 12.9-inch Pro, you are already at a price point of $1,500 for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro and the Apple Magic Keyboard. And you still do not have like an Apple Pencil or anything like that. So you only have your iPad and your keyboard. And I included the Apple Magic Keyboard and not any other keyboard you could buy for your iPad, because the Apple Magic Keyboard with its trackpad is pretty similar to the keyboard and trackpad you get with the MacBook. So I just put that into this comparison to have a better view on it. So you just heard the prices for the iPad, and now I get to the prices of the MacBooks, and here it's like the big surprise, as the MacBook Air comes in at around $1,000 or only $1,000 for a complete M1 MacBook Air, and then the M1 MacBook Pro comes in at around $1,300. So with the Air you're pretty much the same price as the iPad Air for $1,000, and with the iPad Pro compared to the MacBook Pro, you are even at a lower price when you go for the MacBook Pro. So on the price front, the MacBooks are at least the same price and might also be even cheaper than the iPads. So let's get to versatility. And what do I actually mean by versatility? And by that I mean the number of apps or the number of different apps you can use on your device. So unfortunately on this front, iPads are still very limited, as you can only download apps from the App Store, and there is no other source for software and apps. But there's also another thing that makes me a bit angry, I'd say, about the iPads, because you also do not have the real professional apps for it. So you do not have a really great video editing software, and you also do not have any possibility to do coding on your iPad. So apps from Apple like Final Cut Pro and Xcode are not available for your iPad, which makes me a bit angry, or at least a bit sad, because I would have really wished for them to be available on the iPad, at least with the new software updates. But unfortunately, they are not available on the iPad yet. So now, after having talked about the limitations for your iPad, let's get into the MacBook side of things in terms of versatility. And here you can download apps from the internet and from the App Store, and you can use all those Pro apps like Xcode and Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro X, and also all the full professional versions of like Adobe, for example. You can use DaVinci Resolve, you can use all the Pro apps are available for your Mac. So you do not have to worry about maybe wanting to start coding in the future or wanting to do some heavier video editing in the future when you go for a MacBook, because you are able to download all those software and apps for your MacBook. So that's definitely no problem with that. But the last point is actually a point that speaks in favor of the iPads in terms of versatility, and that is writing with a pencil. So with the iPad you of course have the Apple Pencil option, and that is of course not available for any MacBooks yet. So if you cannot live without handwritten notes or like drawing with a real pencil on your device, then you actually have to go with the iPad. So yeah, if that's something you cannot live without, just go for an iPad. And that's also the few people I mentioned earlier that might rather want to go with an iPad than MacBook. So the last point is productivity. And that might sound a bit strange to you. Why do I have problems with productivity comparing the iPad and the MacBook? But when you have used both of them, and I did so, and this for around 3 years now, I can definitely tell you that you are a lot more productive when using your MacBook. And because just little tasks work a lot faster. Just like taking a screenshot, for example. So on your iPad you have to push or you have to click the on button and the louder like the volume control button, for example. And on your MacBook you just do a keyboard shortcut and that's it. And you can also move all your open windows wherever you want them to be. And on your iPad you are pretty limited in that. You can also only have 2 windows side by side, and yeah, they are pretty fixed to the screen. You can not adjust anything else with them. So I think in terms of productivity, it's always nice to have multiple windows open, and you can just drag them around as you want them to be. So for those just little tasks, MacBooks are just faster, and by that also you can be more productive with those. But in terms of productivity, it's not only the tasks that you are able to do a bit faster, it's also the approach, the approach at least I have to my devices. So when I take my iPad, I often also use it for watching YouTube or watching Netflix or things like that, just consuming content. So I tend to do more of those procrastination stuff when using my iPad than on my MacBook. So when I take my MacBook and I sit down at my desk, I really want to get some work done. But when I take my iPad, even though I take my iPad to my desk, I always have a bit more in mind that I might rather do just watch Netflix or things like that, and end up procrastinating all the time. So I think also the approach you have to your devices makes a huge difference. And for that, I also think that for most people, the Mac is just the device that like has more of a productive approach. You have more of a productive approach to. So when you really want to be productive and want to let go of all the procrastination you do, like watching Netflix and YouTube, I would also go for the MacBook, because you usually have a more or a better approach to them in terms of productivity. So to sum it up, if you cannot live without a pencil, you just have to go with the iPad. But in general, especially in terms of versatility and productivity, MacBooks are a lot better than the iPads, and they even come in at the same price or even cheaper than the iPad. If you liked this video, you might also want to check out my review of the M1 Max from a student's perspective. So now you know that you should rather go for a MacBook than an iPad, or rather go for a Mac. And if you know or if you want to know which Mac you should buy, then you can of course check out my review of the new M1 Max, where I will go into that in detail, which will of course be linked in the video description. And if this video was somehow helpful to you, I would be super happy if you liked this video and also subscribe to the channel to not miss out on future videos. See you in the next one.